Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders sink. Your eyelids grow heavy. The day is done. There's no task left to tend. No light left to chase. Only stillness. Only the soft rhythm of your breath. You are safe now. Let go. Let yourself drift into the hush of night. Our story begins in a land where the fields roll like softened velvet, tucked beneath the hush of mist. An old stone manor rests in the center of this sleeping countryside, its chimneys still and warm, its windows glowing faintly from the last flicker of candlelight. Around it, barns and stables settled deep into the hush, their wood aged and silvered, their rafters hollow and filled with memory. In one such barn, quiet as a held breath, a pale owl rests among the rafters. She has watched this manor for years, perhaps longer than memory can reach. She perches silent and watchful, feathers fluffed against the cool air, her golden eyes never blinking. Outside, the stars begin to gather above the thatched roof. One by one, like beads on dark velvet, they appear. First, the brightest, then a scattering more, until the whole sky is stitched with light. The owl stirs, without sound, without effort. She glides from her wooden beam and lifts into the night air. Her wings open wide, parting the wind like silk. Her flight is not just quiet, it is ancient. Every movement is the echo of some forgotten time. Each beat, like a lullaby pressed into air. Below, the fields stretch wide, silvered by moonlight. Hedges coil like shadows. Orchards doze beneath leafless boughs, and a low brook murmurs over stone, winding through pasture and path. The owl sails above it all, mapping her flight to the stars, just as the old monks once did. Centuries ago, those monks climbed the abbey tower with ink-stained hands and whispered prayers, charting the constellations by candlelight. They believed the sky held answers, stories, destinies. Each point of light was a sign, a guide. The stars were maps for the soul, and owls mysterious, silent watching were messengers, once feared, later revered. And so tonight, as the owl weaves through the cool darkness, she is no mere creature of instinct. She is a memory in motion, a dream feathered and winged. The manor slumbers below her. A single window remains lit up high, where a child leans into the pane, eyes wide, gaze fixed on the silent silhouette passing across the moon. She sees the owl, and the owl sees her. For a moment, neither moves. The stars above shimmer, caught in the owl's deep eyes. Her wings lift her again, quiet as thought, and she turns toward the edge of the orchard, where ancient stones form a weathered circle, a place once used for prayer, for watching skies, for speaking softly to the unknown. She lands in the center, folds her wings. The hush deepens. Her breath is soft, steady, a rhythm older than clocks. The stars shimmer above. The trees whisper in their sleep. A fox pauses at the edge of the wood but does not see her. The owl watches, always watches. To some, the owl meant wisdom. To others, mystery. A link between what we see and what we sense but cannot name. She waits perfectly still, carved from moonlight. The breeze carries the faint scent of lavender and old hay. Time passes, slowly, gently, like a feather drifting downward. The sky turns overhead, inching eastward. The manor sleeps, the field sleeps. The owl does not. She has always watched, even before we gave her a name. Breathe with her now. Let your breath slow. Let your thoughts quiet. Let your body ease into rest. You are here, beneath these stars, under the owl's watchful eye. Nothing can disturb you. Nothing is needed. Only this silence. Only this night. The owl lifts again. Her wings unfold like parchment turning in an invisible breeze. She glides low, skimming the fields, where frost clings to the grass and delicate lace. Her shadow passes over furrows and fence posts, over deer trails and sleepy hollows. Every motion is deliberate, unhurried. She does not seek, she remembers. Long ago, The monks wrote of creatures that moved between worlds, between earth and ether, between dusk and dawn. The owl, they believed, could see through time's curtain, not bound by hours or bells, but guided by intuition and star. And here she flies still, between then and now, untroubled by the turning of years. She circles the chapel ruins, its bell long stilled, ivy coiling up its crumbling tower. Moonlight rests gently on the broken stones, softening edges, smoothing time. A rusted weather vane spins slowly above the arch, its creak swallowed by the wind. The owl tilts her wings and sweeps around once more, as if acknowledging what once was, what still lingers. Far below, mice stir in root-tangled burrows, but she does not dive. The hunt can wait. Tonight, she follows no hunger, but the pull of memory, the rhythm of starlight on wing, and above a constellations burn softly. The plow, the hunter, the old dog star. The monks gave them names. We still speak them now. But the owl, she needs none. Her flight is guided by a deeper knowing. The same way rivers remember the path to the sea. A gust of wind presses through the hills. Not sharp, but steady. It moves the heather and waves. The owl rises with it, effortless, lifted like a thought into higher air. Her feathers do not flap, they drift, catching currents the way old sails once did on silent oceans. She glides above the stream now, where a narrow stone bridge connects to forgotten paths. The water glistens beneath her, chattering softly to itself as it weaves between moss and pebble. A pair of swans sleep in a cove nearby, heads tucked beneath wings. They do not stir. Even they know this is no ordinary night. This is a sacred hour. And the owl, with eyes like twin moons, flies on. She reaches the edge of the woods, where pine and urias tall like cathedral spires. The tips shiver faintly. And here, too, she remembers. Once, monks walked this path with lanterns low in chants. Beneath their breath, they came to seek silence, to seek sky. The woods are deeper now, but the feeling remains. The owl coasts between trunks. Shadows lean and stretch. A squirrel startles and hides, but she does not pause. Her course is not of earth. She moves as if held in place by some unseen thread drawn across the stars. There, ahead, the clearing opens wide, a circle of grass, pressed flat by centuries of wind and ritual. It has known fires. It has known songs. Now, it holds only her. She lands again, barely bending the blades beneath her. The air is colder here, crisper, the sky more open. She waits. Above her, a shooting star traces a silver arc from east to west, a gift, or perhaps a greeting. In some old texts, the monks claim that owls heard the voices of stars, that their silence wasn't emptiness, it was listening. Tonight, that silence feels sacred, deep, whole. You can feel it now too, can't you? That bass quiet, the world slowing, the body softening, the breath sinking deeper. Let it happen. Let the owl guide you. Her eyes close now. Just a little. Just enough. Her wings fold tighter to her side. She will rest here, beneath the sky, until the first thin light of morning nudges the horizon. But for now, there is only night. Only peace. And you're drifting softly beside her in thought, in spirit, in sleep. The night deepens. The stars, once scattered and flickering, now glow, steady and strong, like lanterns hung from the vault of sky. The owl stirs in a resting place, her feathers gently rising with the wind. She is not only quiet, watching, waiting. Above, the constellations slowly drift westward, pushed by time's invisible tide. The great bear now leans low near the edge of the treetops, and Orion begins his steady march behind the hills. The sky does not rush. It turns like a wheel, patient and sure, never needing to be wound. In the distant woods, an old fox barks once, hoarse and brief. The sound echoes through the trees, but the owl, does not react. She has heard that voice 1,000 times. It belongs to the land, as much as stone or sky around her. The clearing holds still. Not a leaf stirs. Not a blade of grass sways. It is a pause between breaths. And in that pause, something ancient unfolds. The owl remembers, though, not in the way we do. Her memory is not thought, but presence. Her remembering is flight and waiting, and the hush that lives between the stars. She has seen the monks walk this same land in robes stitched with moons. She has seen their hands ink maps of stars by lantern light. She has watched fires burn and silence return. Not far from the clearing lies the edge of a pond, still and glassy. It reflects the constellations as though the heavens have settled gently on its surface. The owl glides again, just a whisper of motion, on perches on a weathered post beside the water. Her reflection stares back. Pale face, dark eyes, a ghost caught in silver ripples. And still, no sound. Even the frogs are quiet tonight. She watches the water, unmoving, for minutes or perhaps hours. Time thins here, becomes soft, spread like mist across the fields. Nothing presses forward. Nothing pulls back. There's only now, and now again. And there, a ripple. A soft breeze touches the water's face and passes into the grass beyond. The owl lifts her head slightly, listens. The breeze moves through the meadow, into the orchard, brushing against the old manor's stone walls, tugging gently at the ivy. It carries no urgency, only presence. Only the reminder that the world, even when quiet, is never truly still. The child in the manor window has fallen asleep, cheek resting against the glass, a thin blanket drawn to their chin. They dream now, though of what we cannot say, perhaps of stars, or owls, or the gentle hush of flight through endless night. The owl turns from the pond and rises once more, her wings spread wide, then catch the air like an ancient sail. She moves without effort, passing above the orchard again, through the breath of wind, past a window where the candle has now gone out. Below her, the stone path curves toward the chapel, where a row of moss-covered statues still guard the forgotten dead. They are worn now, faces soft, hands broken, but their presence endures. She sweeps over them gently, almost reverently, her wings casting long shadows across their forms. Perhaps they remember her too. In the far field, the wildflowers sleep, their blooms close tight. But come morning, they will lift their heads again, and dew will sparkle on their petals like stars reborn in grass. The owl will not be there by then. She will have returned to the rafters of her barn, to the hollow place above the hay where time folds in on itself and waits for night to come again. But for now, she drifts through the darkness, held by the very hush that wraps your own mind tonight. She carries no message. She chases no prey. Her only purpose is presence. Her only song is silence. And in that silence, you sleep. Now the night ripens to its quietest hour. Even time seems to drowse. The manor lies dark, its hearths cooling, its walls wrapped in stillness. In the barn, the old beams creak softly, as though sighing with age. All the land is folded into rest. Wrapped in the gentle hush the owl leaves behind her. She coasts slow now, following the curve of the hill where once a sundial stood. The pedestal remains, weathered and split, half buried in grass. In daylight, it holds the time, but under stars, it forgets. The owl knows, no hours, no bells, no ticking hands. Her time is breath and breeze, moon and memory. She parses the old well, its stone lip damp with dew. The bucket is gone, the rope long rotted, but the echo still lingers in the dark beneath. She dips her wings just slightly, as though tipping a nod to the place where wishes once fell, like coins into the earth. Wishes, secrets, promises, whispered into the deep. And overhead, the stars respond. One twinkles brighter, then dims. Another slides across the sky in a soft arc. unnoticed by all but her. These are the sky's gentle words, spoken not with voice, but with light. The monks once believed each falling star marked the end of a thought, or the birth of one, that every streak in the sky was the universe exhaling. Perhaps they were right. The owl glides on. At the edge of the farthest field stands a row of ancient beeches, their trunks twisted with time. Beneath them, brambles weave thick across the forest floor. Here, no path has passed for years, but the owl knows the way. Her wings thread the dark with ease, gliding through branches as if they were parted by invisible hands. A lantern once hung from one of these trees. It is gone now, its iron ring rusted into bark, but its absence hums in the space where it swung. Some nights, the owl circles here, twice, as if searching for the light that once danced through these woods, as if remembering the footsteps that no longer echo beneath the leaves. She lands again, high in a limb hollowed by lightning. It is smooth, warm from the day's long sun, and it cradles her perfectly. She folds her wings, lets her claws curl around the bark. The tree holds her like a heartbeat, like memory. Below, the wind hushes through the underbrush. A single owl feather, loosened in flight, drifts down. It settles gently into a patch of moss, like a soft punctuation at the end of a long, wandering sentence. The forest accepts it without sound. She blinks slowly and waits, not for prey, not for dawn, but for nothing. Sometimes stillness is enough. The stars continue their journey above her, but now even they seem slower, dimmer, as though sleep touches the sky, as though even the heavens, stitched with fire, yearn to rest. And you, listening still, floating between waking and sleep, can you feel it? That quiet, that perfect ease. Let it wrap around you like a shawl of moonlight. Let it carry you deeper into rest, where thought unknots and breath becomes slow music. You are watched over. You are safe. The owl remains high in her tree, breathing with the forest. And slowly, gently, the night dreams on. A soft fog begins to gather at the lower edges of the hills. It moves slowly, like wool being pulled across the land, blurring stone fences and softening the dark outlines of trees. It is not cold, not sharp. It is gentle as a veil, not a wall. The owl, still perched in her hollow branch, watches it rise without alarm. She has seen 1,000 fogs bloom from the earth, some thick with secrets, others thin and silvery, like dreams left unfinished. But always, they come in silence, without warning, like thoughts drifting through sleep. And always, she waits for them to pass. Down in the valley, the stream has nearly disappeared beneath the mist. Only its voice remains faint, like a lullaby sung behind a curtain. The barn is nearly hidden now, its roof just a shadow beneath the glowing sky. The manor's silhouette is blurred too, its sharp towers now soft and faint shapes rising from the land like distant islands. The owl lifts off once more. She flies, not to flee the fog, but to float within it. Her wings whisper through the air, parting the mist in long, swirling ribbons that vanish as quickly as they form. She moves above hedgerows and chimney tops, not seeing with her eyes, but with the memory of what lives beneath the veil. The monks once called this hour the thinning, when night becomes more than darkness, when the veil between worlds is. They believed dreams could slip through it, and that owls, with their silent wings, might carry those dreams from sleeper to sleeper. Perhaps, in some forgotten way, they still do. You may feel it now, faint as it is, a soft brush against your thoughts, a whisper not spoken, but felt. The owl passes through your dreams now too, leaving the trace of feathers and stars, of stilled bells and breathless air. She circles the steeple of the ruined chapel once again. Its stones are slick with dew. Vines cling to the edges of the stained glass, cracked and dulled, but still, faintly glowing in the moon's reach. Inside, the air is colder, the echoes deeper. but she does not land. Not tonight. She banks westward, rising above the fog, into clearer sky. The stars are brighter up here, unfiltered, sharp. The constellations are fading, though faint hints now, washed out by the slow arrival of dawn. The edges of the eastern horizon are tinged with the faintest silver. Still, the night clings. It is not ready to end. Not yet. And neither is she. She follows the line of the ridge, where a row of standing stones marks an ancient border. These stones, once etched with symbols, are nearly blank, now smoothed by centuries of wind and weather, but they still stand. Quiet sentinels, reminders that the land remembers even what we've forgotten. She flies above them, passing so close that her wingtip grazes the top of the tallest stone. And then she turns, a slow arc, a long glide. She heads home, back to the barn. The barn reappears slowly from the mist, as if summoned by thought. Its slanted roof, patched with moss, and age catches the last of the moonlight. One shutter sways gently, creaking once, then stilling. Inside, the hay is warm from the memory of day. Dust floats lazily in pale ribbons, and the rafters welcome her back like an old friend. She slips through the broken window with ease, her wings folding close as she lands once more in the wooden beams. This place remembers her. The wood carries the faint scent of straw and age and silence. The soft scurry of a mouse below goes unnoticed. She has no hunger tonight. She settles. Claws curl into wood, feathers ruffle slightly, and smooth again. Around her, the barn exhales. The air feels thicker now, touched by sleep, touched by fog, touched by memory. The whole space feels wrapped in stillness, as though the world itself is holding a breath. Outside, the fog begins to sink, pulling back into the hollows, revealing again the gentle slope of the land. The sky has changed, too. What was once ink black now carries the thinnest wash of blue. It's not yet dawn, but it is no longer night, and the owl watches. She has flown all night, not in circles, not aimless, but purposeful in her quiet arc. She has followed stars. She has passed through mist and memory. And now she waits, as she always has, at the threshold between darkness and light. The monks believed this moment, this exact breath of time, was sacred. A hinge, a crossing, neither fully one thing nor the other. And it was in these in-between places that truth might rise like smoke. Maybe that's why she remains awake just a little longer. A breeze stirs outside. It moves through the orchard, rattling the bare branches like wind chimes made of bone and bark. It lifts the feather she left in the forest, carrying it through the fields, over the bridge, past the chapel, across the stones. The wind carries it home. It drifts through the barn door now, unnoticed by all but her. It circles once, then rests beside her claws. And though she does not move, her breath deepens, one slow inhale, one slower exhale, as if accepting a gift returned. Somewhere in the house, the child stirs, still asleep, still dreaming, perhaps of feathers, perhaps of stars, the kind of dreams that don't fade when morning comes, but linger like echoes in the space behind the eyes. The first birds begin to call, not many, just one, then another. Their songs are soft, unsure, as though checking to see if it's truly time. A blackbird answers from the hedge. A thrush adds its voice, clear and round. And then silence again. A pause. The dawn not quite ready to rise. And still, the owl waits. The sky begins to pale, not with color yet only, with a quiet light that presses back the stars. They fade, slowly, reluctantly, like thoughts slipping beyond memory. One by one, the constellations dissolve into the soft veil of morning. The sky is no longer stitched with stories, but washed clean for a new day. The owl remains in her place, unmoving. Though her body softens, her wings have relaxed. Her breath is slow. The silver light touches the tips of her feathers, and in it she glows, not bright, but gentle, as though lit from within by moonlight remembered. Beyond the barn, the mist lifts fully. The stream gleams in soft ribbons. The chapel stones grow golden. The manor windows catch the first hint of fire. And somewhere in the distance, a rooster calls not loud, not harsh, but certain. The night is ending in her roost. The owl closes her eyes. Not fully, just enough. Her body knows this hour, and it bends toward rest. Her thoughts do not wander. Her dreams are not images, but stillness. In her mind, she glides still, through fog, across fields, under stars. She flies through memory, through time, and you, to drift beside her. Let yourself soften with the sky. Let your breath mirror the hush of the barn, the coolness of morning dew, the quiet confidence of the owl, now folding into sleep. Let every part of you that holds tension gently release it. The land outside stirs slowly. The orchard stretches, the pond ripples. A fox returns to its den, but the moment still holds. The last breath of night, the last whisper of dream, still lingers in the folds of the air. And above it all, tucked into shadow, watched over by wood and beam and light, the owl sleeps. She will remain there all day. Hidden, quiet. She needs no noise. She needs no praise. Her purpose is not in being seen, but in simply being. A present, a rhythm, a witness to the silent beauty of the world when it forgets to rush. This is where the monks found their wisdom, not in words, but in these breathless spaces between darkness and light, when the owl flew above them and reminded them of stillness, of balance, of quiet, strength. And now, that stillness is yours too. Feel it settle inside you, like dusk in the corners of a room. Let your limbs grow heavy. Let your chest rise and fall like wings on wind. Let your thoughts follow the feather that drifted through the sky, circling once, then resting. You are safe. You are still, and you are held by night, by sleep, by the soft hush of wings and starlit air. The barn grows warmer with a rising light. Thin rays of sun slip through the gaps in the old wooden slats, drawing faint lines across the dust-laced air. Inside, all is still. The owl rests in shadow, unmoved by the day. Sleep wraps around her like feathers upon feathers, folding her deeper into the silence she calls home. Beyond the barn, the world stirs in soft degrees. The leaves begin to whisper in the bees hum drowsily in the lavender patch by the garden wall. In the fields, the long grass sways in slow rhythm, brushed by the hands of wind. But this movement is not urgent. It is part of the hush, the language of morning. Spoken in gentle syllables, the sun crests the low hill behind the manor. Its light stretches long across the fields, warm and golden, catching on dewdrops and rooftops, on the worn stones of the chapel and the silent pool of the pond. It paints the world in softness, not in glare. A light that understands silence, a light that listens. Inside the manor, someone wakes. A kettle begins to warm. A floorboard creaks. But even these sounds are wrapped in quiet, the kind of quiet that follows a peaceful dream, the kind that makes you pause, take a breath, and feel the shape of stillness before the day begins. The owl dreams. Her breath is slow and deep, her body cradled by the curved rafter, her spirit still flying in the velvet dark. Her world is not the sunlit one below, but the sky-shaped space of memory and myth, a place between sleep and story. You are welcome there, too. Here, in this in-between place, you are free of weight. There is no time, no plan, no task waiting to be done, only rest, only the soft remembering of things your waking self might have forgotten. How to feel held by silence, how to drift like fog, how to glow quietly like a creature who has never needed words to understand. The owl's wings twitch once in sleep, perhaps in her dreams. She flies again, across another sky, through another life. Perhaps she remembers what the stars once whispered to the monks. Those careful watchers of heaven who inked the owl into their margins and read wisdom into her golden eyes. And maybe now you remember too, not in thought, but in sensation, in breath, in the warmth at the edge of your fingers, in the comfort that sits softly behind your ribs. You do not need to understand why. You only need to feel it, that something ancient and gentle is watching over you, and has been all through the night. You are not alone. The owl may be hidden now, folded into barnwood and sleep, but her spirit still passes through the hush, and so does yours, floating alongside, carried on the same current of air. The world outside may be waking, but you are welcome to stay here as long as you like. In this hush, in this space, in this story, there is no end yet. There is only more stillness to explore. The day rises gently, not with a roar, but with a hush that deepens before it lifts. The manor's windows begin to glow more brightly now, as sunlight finds each pane and warms the stone walls from within. A curtain stirs, a door creaks open, and somewhere, a broom sweeps softly across a flagstone floor. But inside the barn, the light does not disturb her. It only spills in like a blessing. The owl remains cloaked in sleep, tucked into the curve of the timber beam, shadowed just enough to keep the day at bay. Her feathers ripple faintly as her chest rises and falls. Not even the shifting wind startles her. She has earned this rest. It is the kind that comes after sacred work. And though no one watched her flight, though no eye followed her wings across the sky, the world has changed in her passing. It is quieter, more at peace. Even the grass seems to bend with more grace, as though bowed by the memory of a presence. The field forgets, quickly but not entirely. A feather, caught on a thistle near the stream, lifts now in the breeze. It spins, then floats across the water, catching a ray of sun and gleaming for a moment like a tiny star reborn. A robin, perched on a nearby stone, tilts its head at it but does not chase. Some things are not to be chased. In the clearing where the standing stones sleep, the fog has thinned to dew. The wildflowers are awake now, their petals stretching upward, gathering warmth. If one stood there in the silence, they might still feel the air hum with something ancient, something recently passed. But few go there now. The monks are long gone, the chapel walls cracked and swallowed by vine. Yet their wisdom lingers, not in words carved deep, but in the breath of places like this, in the rhythm of wings that glide across night, in the hush that follows, echoing quietly beneath the bright hours. And so the owl sleeps. Above her, sparrows flit through holes in the barn roof, chirping quietly as they begin their search for food. A breeze threads its way through loose straw, picking up fragments of cendrade clover, old wood, soft earth. Life continues. But here, in the center of it all, she sleeps untouched. Let yourself drift again with her. Though your eyes may be closed, your breath still carries you. Inhale, exhale. The wind passes through your chest. Your limbs grow lighter again. You feel as though you're hovering not above the ground, but somewhere in between thoughts, as if you've entered the space owls know so well, the place between everything. You float where time is not counted, only felt, where hours stretch long like twilight shadows, and dreams come, not with logic, but with hush. Here, in this barn, in this body, in this story, you are still. You are soft. You are safe. The barn holds its quiet vigil as dawn deepens into morning. Light pools and golden streams through gaps in the timber, catching dust motes that float like tiny stars in the air. Each one drifts slowly, lazily, as if time itself had slowed to watch. The owl stirs in her resting place, feathers ruffling softly like whispers of silk against worn wood. She blinks her wide, amber eyes once, slow, deliberate, before folding them gently closed again. Though her body is still, her spirit rides on unseen currents, tracing the invisible pathways that stretch across sky and land. Outside, the world awakens with measured grace. The orchard's apple blossoms nod lightly, kissed by a cool breeze that carries the sweet scent of earth and rain. Bees begin their gentle hum among the flowers, their soft buzzing weaving a lullaby into the morning air. Leaves shimmer faintly with dew, catching the first shy rays of sun that spill over the distant hills. Farther afield, a mist clings to the edges of a sleepy meadow, curling and retreating like breath on glass. It moves slowly, flowing around tree trunks and rocks like a ghostly river, whispering secrets no one else can hear. The owl's feathers twitch in response, a silent acknowledgement of the world's subtle symphony. High above, the sky shifts in color-soft blues, blending into tender pinks and golden hues, a day fresh with promise and possibility. Clouds drift lazily, their edges glowing as if touched by candlelight, while the faintest bird calls flutter through the air like tiny notes in a vast melody. The owl remains nestled in shadow, breathing slow and deep as the heartbeat of the land pulses around her. Her presence is quiet, a profound and ancient thread woven through time itself, connecting past to present, night to day, dream to waking. In the manor house nearby, a window opens softly. A child peers out, blinking against the brightness, face framed by tousled hair and sleepy eyes. They watch the owl silhouette disappear into the morning light, feeling the lingering magic of night still humming beneath the day's surface. This is a moment suspended, a pause between worlds, where the edges of reality soften and dreams still linger like fading stars. It is a place where the owl's flight becomes a bridge, carrying whispered wishes and silent blessings on wings that never tire. And you, too, are part of this quiet awakening. Your breath deepens once more. Your body feels lighter, freer, as though floating just beyond the edges of thought. With each inhale, you gather peace. With each exhale, you release tension. The gentle rhythm carries you forward into the heart of stillness. Let the sounds of morning wrap around you, the rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of water, the soft chorus of waking birds. Imagine the cool breeze brushing your skin, the warmth of sunlight spreading slowly across your face. Feel the earth beneath you, steady and sure, holding you safe and sound. In this place, nothing is rushed, nothing is demanded. You exist, simply breathing, feeling, resting. The owl's story continues, not just in flight or feather, but in the space between breaths, in the quiet that lives beneath noise. It is a story of patience, of wisdom, of gentle strength, and it is yours now, woven into your own unfolding night. Let yourself drift deeper into the calm. Let your mind soften like twilight settling over hills. Allow the hush to fill you completely, like the velvet dark that cradles the world at midnight. And as you breathe, remember, you are watched over. You are held. You are safe. As the morning slowly deepens, the barn remains wrapped in stillness, a sanctuary untouched by the rush of day. The wooden beams, worn smooth by time, cradled the owl gently, their grain whispering stories of seasons past. Dust motes danced lazily in the sunbeams, casting faint golden halos that flicker like fireflies caught in a soft breeze. Outside, the orchard hums quietly with life waking. Soft petals flutter to the ground like whispered secrets, landing gently upon the earth that eagerly drinks the morning light. The bees flit between blossoms, their delicate hum weaving a tapestry of sound that soothes the soul. Each gentle buzz carries the promise of growth, of renewal, and the slow unfolding of all things. In the distance, the stream babbles a familiar tune, its voice steady and calm as it winds through the meadow. The water catches the sunlight, shimmering with silver flashes that ripple across its surface like stars swimming in a liquid sky. Nearby, wildflowers bow their heads to the gentle breeze, their colors muted but no less vibrant in the soft morning light. The owl's breath rises and falls in a slow, steady rhythm, mirroring the quiet pulse of the land. Though her eyes remain closed, her spirit dances lightly on unseen winds, soaring across fields and forests, tracing the paths once charted by monks under ancient skies. Her wings spread wide in dreams, gliding through constellations, woven of light and shadow. Each star, a silent guardian watching over the night. Within the manor, a soft creak announces the stirring of life. Curtains shift gently as a breeze slips through open windows, carrying the scent of lavender and fresh earth. Somewhere, a candle is lit, its flickering flame casting warm golden shadows on the walls, echoing the last embers of night's quiet glow. The child at the window smiles faintly in sleep, the peaceful curve of their lips a mirror to the calm settling over the land. Their dreams mingle with the owl's flight, weaving threads of wonder and comfort that stretch beyond time and place. Feel yourself drawn into this gentle dance where breath meets breeze, where silence sings softly between moments. Let the calm wash over you like a cool river, soothing every muscle, quieting every thought. You are cradled by the earth, held by the sky, and watched over by the quiet wisdom of wings that have flown through countless nights. Breathe deeply now, in rhythm with the world around you. Inhale the soft scents of blooming flowers and fresh grass. Exhale slowly, releasing all worries and cares. With each breath, sink further into the hush, the sacred pause that lives between night and day. Here, in this tranquil space, you are free to let go, free to rest, free to dream alongside the star-sharded barn owl, whose silent flight guides you gently toward deep, peaceful sleep. And so the morning stretches onward, slow and the owl sleeps still, her dreams a bridge between the mysteries of the past and the promise of tomorrow. The world awakens softly, wrapped in light and shadow, in warmth and hush. You, too, rest deeply now, carried on wings of quiet beneath the endless, starry sky. The sun climbs higher now, pouring honeyed light across the fields and filling the manor's rooms with a gentle warmth. The barn remains cool and shadowed, a refuge of calm amid the growing stir of day. The owl rests quietly, nestled deep in the crook of a beam, her feathers soft and still, breathing in time with the earth's steady rhythm. Outside, the orchard's branches swayed gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering secrets in a language only the wind can understand. Flowers bloom quietly, petals unfurling like the pages of a well-loved book, revealing delicate colors softened by morning's embrace. The grass bends softly beneath the weight of dew, sparkling like countless tiny stars scattered across the earth. Birdsong fills the air clear and sweet, a delicate symphony that threads through the rustling leaves and flows over the meadows. The melody is slow and easy, inviting you to drift deeper into stillness, to let go of tension and slip into peacefulness. Each note is a gentle hand guiding you toward rest. In the distance, the stream murmurs its familiar tune, flowing steady and sure beneath the arch of a weathered stone bridge. Its waters catch the sunlight in shimmering patches, reflecting the sky's soft blues and whites. Along the banks, wildflowers nod and sway, their colors vivid against a green tapestry of grass and fern. Within the barn, the air is thick with the scent of old wood and earth, comforting and familiar. Dust settles quietly in shafts of light, drifting down like a slow snowfall, wrapping the space in a gentle hush. The owl breathes slowly, deeply, her presence a calm anchor. In the morning's unfolding, your breath falls into rhythm with hers, slow and steady, carrying you deeper into a space of calm and ease. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the soft pulse of life within. With each breath, you become lighter, freer more, connected to the quiet beauty that surrounds you. Imagine the owl's wings spreading wide, catching the warm currents of air as she begins to stir. Her flight is slow and graceful, each movement deliberate and smooth. She rises, lifting softly from her resting place, gliding through the open barn door and into the golden light beyond. She flies low over the orchard, brushing past blossoming branches, her feathers stirring petals and leaves. The wind carries the scent of spring fresh grass, blooming flowers, and the faint sweetness of honey. The world feels alive, yet calm, vibrant, but peaceful. The owl's wings beat softly against the morning air as she rises higher, soaring above the fields where wildflowers bloom in quiet clusters. The sky is vast and open, painted in soft pastels that promise a gentle day ahead. She glides effortlessly, her flight a silent song woven into the fabric of dawn. You follow her flight in your mind, drifting alongside on invisible currents. The warmth of the sun, the scent of earth, the soft rustle of leaves all enfold you in a cocoon of serenity. Your thoughts slow and soften, becoming gentle ripples on the surface of a still lake. Allow yourself to be carried by this quiet rhythm, to float peacefully on the wings of the star-charted barn owl. With every breath, sink deeper into relaxation, moving closer to the calm, restorative sleep that awaits. And as you glide through this serene landscape of dream and memory, know that you are safe, you are held, and you are at peace. The owl sweeps gently over the meadow, wings wide and silent, touching the tops of tall grasses that bend softly beneath her passage. Dew clings to each blade, sparkling in the morning light like tiny jewels scattered across the earth. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the scent of wildflowers and rich soil, a perfume of life, waking slowly and tenderly. Beneath her, a family of rabbits stirs in the underbrush, their soft movements barely breaking the stillness. They watch her pass with wide, curious eyes, trusting the quiet presence that moves without haste or harm. The owl's flight is graceful and deliberate, a dance of shadow and light woven across the landscape. She follows the curve of the stream as it winds through the fields, its waters clear and cool, singing softly over smooth stones. Dragonflies flit above the surface, their iridescent wings catching the sun's rays like fragments of glass. The owl's keen eyes track every movement, not as prey, but as part of the living tapestry that surrounds her. In the distance, the ancient chapel stands silhouetted against the sky, its stones warmed by the sun's gentle touch. Ivy climbs its walls, thick and lush, while the stained glass windows shimmer with colors muted by time. The place holds a quiet reverence, a testament to centuries of prayer and peace. The owl glides closer, her flight dipping low, as if drawn by the sacred stillness that lingers there. She circles once, slow and measured, before rising again and heading toward the edge of the forest where shadows deepen and secrets sleep beneath the canopy. Among the trees, shafts of sunlight pierce the leafy roof, creating patches of gold that dance upon the forest floor. Ferns unfurl in quiet groves, and moss cushions the bases of towering trunks. The owl's feathers brush softly against branches as she weaves through the ancient wood, moving with the grace of one who knows every hidden path and silent glade. The forest breathes around Hera, living, breathing cathedral of green and shadow. Birdsong threads through the air, blending with the distant rustle of leaves and the gentle murmur of unseen streams. Here, the world feels timeless, a place where past and present intertwine in endless embrace. You drift with her through this sacred space, carried on wings that know the language of silence. Your breath shares the rhythm of the forest, the slow rise and fall, the steady pulse of life, unseen but deeply felt. Each inhale brings calm, each exhale releases tension, sending it away like leaves carried on the wind. Let yourself sink deeper into this embrace, where worries fall away and only peace remains. Feel the softness of moss beneath your feet, the cool shade on your skin, the gentle touch of light filtering through leaves. Here, you are safe. Here, you are still. Here, you belong. As the owl rises from the forest, soaring back toward open fields and endless sky, you follow, floating, drifting, dreaming. The world spreads out beneath you, vast and beautiful, alive with quiet magic and endless possibility. And with each beat of her wings, you sink deeper into the restful, healing embrace of sleep. The owl climbs higher, the soft wind lifting her effortlessly above the rolling hills. Below, fields of golden wheat sway in slow, rhythmic waves, catching the sunlight and shimmering like a sea of amber. The scent of ripe grain drifts upward, warm and earthy, mingling with the fresh aroma of wild herbs growing along the hedgerow. She glides over a quiet village, nestled among the trees, its thatched roofs glowing softly in the morning light. Smoke rises gently from chimneys, curling upward like thin ribbons into the clear blue sky. The villagers begin their day with measured steps, their movements slow and peaceful, in tune with the gentle rhythm of the land. The owl's keen eyes watch as a gardener tends to a patch of bright flowers, her hands moving carefully, planting seeds that will bloom in time. Nearby, children play beneath the shade of ancient oaks, their laughter light and fleeting, blending with the song of sparrows and the hum of bees. As she flies, the owl's wings trace the shape of the constellations etched across the heavens to Great Bear, Orion's belt, Cassiopeia's, graceful curved silent companions on her endless journey. These stars, once mapped by monks in candlelit rooms, hold stories of fate and wisdom, mysteries whispered on the night wind. You follow her flight, carried on invisible currents that stir the air with a soothing cadence. The world below unfolds in slow motion, each detail a brushstroke on the canvas of dawn. Your breath deepens, steady and calm, as your mind drifts with the owl's effortless glide. The sky stretches wide and open, painted with soft hues of rose and gold. Clouds drift lazily, their edges glowing like spun silk. The air is filled with the quiet promise of a new day, one filled with gentle moments, peaceful thoughts, and the tender embrace of rest. The owl begins her descent toward a tranquil lake nestled in a hidden valley, its surface smooth as glass. Trees line the shore, their branches reaching out like welcoming arms. The water reflects the sky's delicate colors, creating a mirror that blurs the line between earth and heaven. She lands softly on a low branch, her feathers catching the light in subtle shades of cream and gray. The quiet ripple of the water, the rustle of leaves, and the distant call of a loon blend into a harmonious lullaby that wraps around you like a warm blanket. You close your eyes, breathing deeply, feeling the stillness settle within you. Let the serene landscape fill your senses, the cool touch of water, the gentle sway of branches, the soft murmur of the natural world, inviting you to surrender to rest. Here, in this sacred space, between wakefulness and sleep, you are safe, you are calm, you are held by the gentle wings of the star-charted barn owl, guiding you ever deeper into peaceful slumber. The owl's gaze lingers on the shimmering lake as gentle ripples spread outward, stirred by a passing breeze. Dragonflies hover above the water, their delicate wings catching sunlight like fragments of glass. Nearby, reeds sway softly, their tall stems bending and straightening with a quiet rhythm that matches the slow pulse of your breath. As she rises from the branch, the owl's wings spread wide, catching the air with ease. She glides over the mirrored surface, her reflection a ghostly echo that follows her every movement. The world feels suspended, timeless, and serene as if held in a delicate balance between night and day. Dream and waking, the owl circles once more before heading toward a distant copse of silver birch trees. Their white bark glows softly in the morning light, and their leaves whisper secrets as the breeze dances through them. Beneath the trees, the forest floor is carpeted with soft moss and scattered petals, creating a quiet sanctuary untouched by time. She lands gently among the birches, her feathers brushing against the cool bark. Here, the air is cool and fresh, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth. The gentle rustle of leaves is a soothing melody, inviting you to relax even further, to let go of all tension and drift deeper into calm. You imagine the owl settling among the branches, her eyes closing slowly as she rests in this peaceful haven. Her breathing is steady and slow, a gentle rhythm that guides you toward the same state of ease. With every inhale, you gather tranquility. With every exhale, you release any lingering worries. The sun climbs higher, warming the earth and filling the world with light. Yet here in this birch grove, the light is soft and dappled, filtered through leaves that shimmer like silver in the breeze. It is a place of quiet reflection, a moment suspended in time where only peace exists. You breathe deeply, feeling your body relax with each passing second. The gentle sounds of the forest surround you, the distant call of a bird, the soft rustle of leaves, the faint trickle of a hidden stream. These sounds weave together into a comforting embrace, holding you safe as you drift further into restful stillness. The owl remains your silent companion, a guardian of night and day, guiding you gently toward dreams filled with stars, soft wings, and quiet wisdom. You feel her presence as a calming light within, a source of strength and serenity that stays with you long after sleep takes hold. And as the world turns slowly beneath the wide, open sky, you float peacefully on wings of calm, carried into deep, healing sleep. The owl climbs higher, the soft wind lifting her effortlessly above the rolling hills. Below, fields of golden wheat sway in slow, rhythmic waves, catching the sunlight and shimmering like a sea of amber. The scent of ripe grain drifts upward, warm and earthy, mingling with the fresh aroma of wild herbs growing along the hedgerow. She glides over a quiet village, nestled among the trees, its thatched roofs glowing softly in the morning light. Smoke rises gently from chimneys, curling upward like thin ribbons into the clear blue sky. The villagers begin their day with measured steps, their movements slow and peaceful, in tune with the gentle rhythm of the land. The owl's keen eyes watch as a gardener tends to a patch of bright flowers, her hands moving carefully, planting seeds that will bloom in time. Nearby, children play beneath the shade of ancient oaks, their laughter light and fleeting, blending with the song of sparrows and the hum of bees. As she flies, the owl's wings trace the shape of the constellations etched across the heavens to Great Bear, Orion's belt, Cassiopeia's, graceful curved silent companions on her endless journey. These stars, once mapped by monks in candlelit rooms, hold stories of fate and wisdom, mysteries whispered on the night wind. You follow her flight, carried on invisible currents that stir the air with a soothing cadence. The world below unfolds in slow motion, each detail a brushstroke on the canvas of dawn. Your breath deepens, steady and calm, as your mind drifts with the owl's effortless glide. The sky stretches wide and open, painted with soft hues of rose and gold. Clouds drift lazily, their edges glowing like spun silk. The air is filled with the quiet promise of a new day, one filled with gentle moments, peaceful thoughts, and the tender embrace of rest. The owl begins her descent toward a tranquil lake nestled in a hidden valley, its surface smooth as glass. Trees line the shore, their branches reaching out like welcoming arms. The water reflects the sky's delicate colors, creating a mirror that blurs the line between earth and heaven. She lands softly on a low branch, her feathers catching the light in subtle shades of cream and gray. The quiet ripple of the water, the rustle of leaves, and the distant call of a loon blend into a harmonious lullaby that wraps around you like a warm blanket. You close your eyes, breathing deeply, feeling the stillness settle within you. Let the serene landscape fill your senses, the cool touch of water, the gentle sway of branches, the soft murmur of the natural world, inviting you to surrender to rest. Here, in this sacred space, between wakefulness and sleep, you are safe, you are calm, you are held by the gentle wings of the star-charted barn owl, guiding you ever deeper into peaceful slumber. The owl settles upon the moss-covered ridge, her talons gripping the stone with quiet certainty. All around her, the air is hushed. This place is ancient, untouched by the noise of roads or towns, a hidden pocket of stillness, kept safe by time and tree and stone. Above her, the sky stretches endless, soft expanse of pale blue brushed with streaks of cloud. A hawk circles far in the distance, but the owl does not flinch. There is no fear here, only the mutual understanding of creatures that share the sky. The light grows warmer, spilling across the ridge and dappling the forest below. The owl's feathers catch it gently, glowing not brightly, but deeply like parchment, warmed by candlelight, like the quiet flame of memory. She closes her eyes again, not to sleep, but to listen. The wind hums low between the trees. The grass leans in waves. A distant brook murmurs softly as it finds its way through stone. All these things speak in the language the owl understands. The monks once tried to record it in ink and prayer, believing the earth's voice could be captured in vellum and illuminated with gold. And though their writings are mostly gone, now crumbled, left behind the hush they revered still lingers in places like this. And so the owl stays, listening, being. You stay, too. Let your breath match the rhythm of this place. Let it move through you like wind through branches, like light through leaves. Inhale peace. Exhale. Wait. Let your thoughts quiet and spread, like ripples across still water. There is no need to search for sleep. It finds you here, like a shadow stretching softly over the land, like feathers floating downward, landing without sound. The owl shifts slightly on her perch, her eyes opening to watch a single petal fall from a distant branch. It spirals slowly, twisting in the air, its path graceful. It lands at the base of a nearby stone and remains there, motionless, shining faintly in the light. Sometimes meaning is found in these smallest things. The monks believed owls carried messages, not loud declarations, but quiet truths. A change in wind, a warning in stillness, a blessing in flight. The owl doesn't speak in words, but in presence. And her presence here now speaks one word more than any: rest. Feel it wrap around you like the wind's gentle hands. Let your breath deepen. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Let your thoughts soften and stretch and dissolve like starlight vanishing into morning. The owl lowers her head, feathers smoothing into place. As she grows still once more, she will wait here until the world shifts again, until the hour between hush and stir calls her back to the sky. You will rest, safely, quietly, deeply. Time softens around the ridge. The day unfolds like a slow breath, measured, gentle, wide. Somewhere far off, a windmill creaks as its blades catch the breeze, turning slowly above golden grass. Its rhythm is old, steady, and comforting. The sound drifts upward, carried on the air like a lullaby from another life. The owl lifts her gaze, watching the currents of wind bend the tops of the trees, then flow on, invisible and vast. Her feathers stir in response. Not a flinch, not alarmingly recognition. The world is moving, but softly. Nothing rushes here, and neither should you. Let your mind become still again. Let the wind pass through your thoughts like it does through the trees, stirring the leaves of your imagination, then moving on. Each thought that passes is like a cloud overhead. You don't need to hold it. Just notice, and let it go. The light warms the stones, and insects begin to hum in the tall grass. Their tiny wings blur with motion, yet their presence is grounding close to the earth, close to the heartbeat of things. The owl remains motionless, her shape blending with branch and bark, shadow and stone. She does not need to do anything to belong. She is simply part of it all. And so are you. Even as your thoughts slow, even as your limbs grow heavier, even as you drift floating on this voice, on this breath, you are part of the hush, part of the light, part of the calm that wraps the world in softness. The monks once said, the owl could read the stars, not with eyes, but with stillness. That in stillness, the truth of the sky revealed itself. Not the loud truths, the blazing ones, but the quiet constellations that whispered in the gaps between thoughts. You feel that now. The hush between your breaths, the pause between words, the deep silence behind the voice, guiding you gently down. That is where the stars hide. And that is where you are drifting now. Back across the forest, back across the stream, back across the meadow, where mist still curls around stone. Back toward the chapel, where vines wrap gently around the bell. Back toward the barn where the owl once began her flight. And above it all, Stars still shimmer faint now, but eternal. They do not need to be seen to be present. Just like you, just like sleep. It settles over you now like twilight over the hills. You do not chase it. You do not reach for it. You simply allow it. Your body softens. Your breath deepens. Your thoughts grow lighter, slower, fading like footsteps into fog. The owl closes her eyes again. Her rest is not from weariness, but from wisdom. She knows the world is always turning. She knows peace does not come from doing, but from being. And so she'll let go of the sky for a little while, and sleeps, as do you. The ridge begins to warm beneath the rising sun, but the owl does not stir. She is still, cloaked in shadow and silence, wrapped in the breath of the forest and the stillness of stone, all around her. Life whispers gently onward, but here, in this sacred pause, nothing hurries. Not the breeze that passes between the trees, not the light that spills across the moss, not the time that ticks softly in the heart of the earth, and certainly not you. You remain here with her, floating in the in-between, where the edges of waking blur and sleep deepens into something soft and whole. Your breath no longer reaches for anything. It flows, easy, natural, like wind over water, like wings through air. The monks once believed the owl could see through darkness, not just the night, but the darkness within us. That she carried messages from the soul to the stars and back again. Not loudly, not in words, but in presence, in the way silence itself speaks. The barn owl, they wrote, was not a creature of fear, but of reverence. And when one appeared overhead, it meant the night had sent a guide, a reminder to trust the stillness, to follow the quiet path, to listen deeper, until even the stars had something to say. Now, as you rest, you feel that truth echo within. You don't need to understand it. You only need to feel it. The wind outside the ridge picks up slightly, brushing past wildflowers and long grasses, bending them gently, but never breaking. The valley below sways with that Hushan, entire world moving in rhythm with breath, with dreams, with rest. The owl, too, feels it, and though she remains still, her spirit continues to drift through memory, through meaning, through the hush between thoughts. She visits the dreams of those who need peace. She watches over the fields, over the stream, over the quiet rooms of the manor house, where morning has now fully bloomed. You may imagine her passing again above your own roof, silent as moonlight, soft as a sigh. And in her passing, something within you releases. Some weight loosens, some worry fades, some part of you forgotten or tired begins to mend. The owl does not heal with hands or herbs. She heals by being, by reminding, by flying across the sky so quietly that your soul turns toward the soundless flight and says, I remember now. I remember how to be still. Let yourself be held in that memory. There is nothing left to do. You have come so far through this night, and now you are home, in your body, in your breath, in the hush, in the sleep that waits patiently for you to arrive. The light now reaches the farthest corners of the valley, touching treetops, spilling over stone walls, and filling even the quiet spaces with a gentle glow. But still, the hush remains. It is not broken by brightness. It is deepened by it. The owl sleeps on the ridge, her body unmoving, her breath steady as the wind. Her wings, folded neatly, still shimmer faintly with traces of starlight as if the night left fingerprints on her feathers that only the soul can see. And somewhere, in a distant corner of the manor, the child who once peered from the window now sleeps again. Their breathing matches yours, slow, soft, easy, as if all the worries they never had words for had been carried away by the wings of the owl, as if they, too, are being watched over. And you are, always. The wind shifts, and with it comes the scent of thyme and chamomile from the garden, scents that soothe the body as much as the spirit. A door creaks gently. Somewhere, a kettle whistles low and slow. But those sounds stay far away, soft, respectful of the stillness that wraps around your body like a down blanket. The owl dreams, perhaps of the stars, perhaps of the monks who once studied them, whispering to each other by candlelight, drawing constellations with careful fingers and reverent hearts. They may have written about her, about the owl who came every seventh night and circled the chapel 3 times before vanishing into the trees. Perhaps they believed she was a sign, a message, a thread between the heavens and their prayers. And maybe they were right, because here you are, held, quiet, alive, in a moment where nothing presses, nothing pulls, only the sound of your own breath, the gentle whisper of wind, and the presence of the barn owl, who has traveled with you through the long night. And now, as the day fully breaks, you do not have to wake with it, not yet. You are allowed to stay here in this space you've created, this quiet you've earned. Your mind is soft, like river stones, smoothed by centuries of gentle flow. Your limbs are weightless, floating in the hush, and your heart is calm, beating not with urgency but with grace. Let that grace carry you a little longer. Let the stories settle around you, like feathers falling slowly through air. Let the owl's wisdom linger in your dreams, her presence woven into the tapestry of your rest. You are not alone. You are never alone. The stars still watch, even in daylight. The wind still speaks, even in silence. And the owl still flies, even in your sleep, gliding gently above the world, reminding it to slow down, to breathe, to be still. As you drift now, deeper than before, feel the last trace of thought dissolve into light. Feel the last edge of tension melt away. There is nothing left to carry, nothing to resist, only the gentle descent into sleep. And sleep welcomes you, with wings, with wind, with stars. Good night.